Okay, we are live. Welcome, everybody. I'm Adam, also known as Miss Vikings Man 28, and tomorrow afternoon, 3:25 p.m. Central Standard Time, the now not winless Vikings come back home to face a big test and the reigning defending Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs, who stand at 3-1, coming off of a very close win against the New York Jets. And to preview this hopefully amazing game, of course, I only could bring on. There's only one person I could have brought on. You know her. She doesn't really need too much introduction. It is Rachel. Rachel.
What up, Chiefs Kingdom? Or Skull Nation?
Up? Rachel.
Is that what, I don't know that what you call yourself, Skull Nation?
So what? Oh, and Curtin just come in to say Michigan's winning. Rachel, got a lot of love in the chat for Rachel. And
if you know the name, shout it out.
Shout it out as always. So
it's a pleasure to be here, Adam. Thank you for inviting me.
No problem. Now, I know a lot of people, know who you are, but a lot of people here know who you are, but and I know, a lot, I've spoken to know a lot, but just for the main audience who don't know, how did you, I guess, become a Chiefs fan? And how your fandom has grown for the wide audience, even though I personally, and other for the main audience,
Of course. So I was like you do when you grow up, you get indoctrinated early. So basically your parents brainwash you at a very early age. So
okay.
No, growing up, it was kind of a mix between two NFL teams. It was the Chiefs and the St. Louis Rams, because we had the St. Louis Rams at the time. They were in St. Louis.
Right.
So those were the two big NFL teams that were kind of in town. But mostly where I lived, it was Chiefs, obviously.
Yeah.
Because I was born and raised and still live in the Kansas City area, in the the immediate metro area. For of course the exception is when I lived that 10 years in Seattle. Well, that's not here nor there. But anyway, growing up, basically every Sunday we basically took time out of the day to watch a Chiefs game. Growing up, and obviously now, even before Patrick Mahomes, well before Patrick Mahomes, we're talking the Marty Schottenheimer era, when we had Steve Bono. That's when I became a Chiefs fan. Of course, I'm not the biggest Chiefs fan. I'm not I was maybe 8 years old when I went to my first Chiefs game. I said, okay, this is the football team I'm going to be rooting for. But it's not I wasn't a huge crazy fan. I had to have all the Chiefs stuff on. It's okay, well maybe I'll wear this little Chiefs shirt my mom got me here or there. But it was always the team I root for. And I went to I still remember my very first Chiefs game that I went to. I have a picture of it, but you can't see me very well in it. It was my parents, my mom and dad, and my two older brothers, and my grandma and grandpa. My dad got really good tickets on the lower level, and then at the same time, he had season tickets that were up on the highest level, so on the upper level, kind of near the nosebleeds. So I got to sit in the lower level. This is it was October. It was mid-October, and I believe, and you helped me find this out, Adam. It was between the Kansas City Chiefs and the New England Patriots. Yes. And that was my first ever home game. We did the whole tailgate song and dance, which is what most people do when they go to a Chiefs game. They do the whole tailgate song and dance. We had a little charcoal grill that we brought with us. We made sandwiches and stuff. And I thought this was just absolutely fantastic. And then I went there and I sat down on the lower level, and I just had a blast just watching, just cheering on and being as loud as possible, even though like as a kid I wasn't allowed to be like super loud and stuff. And I'm like, you can be as loud as you can. And my mom goes, yeah, just when it's on third down, Rachel, you bang on the seats and stuff to make as much noise as possible. I'm like, okay. And then oh yeah, even before, Patrick Mahomes, even before, because Mahomes is his own era now, obviously. I'm going back to the Marty Schottenheimer era, the 90s. The Chiefs games, they still brought people in. They still packed that house. Because even though in the 90s we weren't as good, we would make it to a playoff game here or there. They were still exciting to watch. They still were fun, exciting, and you had amazing playmakers back in the 90s, like Marcus Allen and especially Derek Thomas, who is like super close to my heart right there. You had just these explosive playmakers, and it just made it fun to watch, whether you were at a Chiefs game or you were just watching at home. Also, if you're a Chiefs fan, you know about who Mitch Holtis is, the radio voice of the Chiefs. And I swear we never once listened to the TV broadcast. We never listened to the TV audio. We would always turn on Mitch Holtis to the radio and listen to him, because his voice, watching him call a game is just, it is beautiful. And I'll never forget him calling the AFC Championship game when we went to the Super Bowl for the very first time. That I will still go back to that video every once in a while just to give you like that shot of adrenaline. Oh, it's just, it's so good. So yeah, as a kid, Chiefs games were always just hanging out in the family room, turning on the radio, listening to Mitch Holtis, watching the Chiefs on TV, getting real excited whenever they score touchdowns. It was a family bonding moment. And I've just been a Chiefs fan ever since then. However, since the Patrick Mahomes era has started, so 2018 onwards, my fandom has accelerated exponentially, let's just say.
Yes.
Because we finally have a team that can go all the way. We've seen them go all the way a couple times now. And we have, we have a team that's not only exciting and explosive, it's something I've never, ever seen before watching the Chiefs game. We have like a team that can be dominant in not only our division, but maybe even in our whole conference. So it's just mind-blowing for me as a Chiefs fan. Just, as a Chiefs fan growing up and knowing that your team's good, but it's not like, that good. But now, sitting in my position now, it's still, even years, we've been through this like 6 years, 7 years now. It still blows my mind. It still is like, damn, look at where we are now.
Yeah.
But
you don't really get that. It's like, it's not that often, a dynasty comes around and we're wondering who's going to be that next dynasty after the New England Patriots. And it just so happens that you basically got the golden ticket and in Patrick Mahomes, and you have had this dominant success for however long, for basically since you've had Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah,
and
at least 2018.
Exactly. And this is, and always you basically are savoring this for as long as you hope you can, because especially back in the days, for a long time, didn't really have much to the Chiefs weren't really that good before Patrick Mahomes. I mean, they were fine with Alex Smith, but before that, they weren't really. I remember like they well, that was like they had a very bad year, but they beat the 13th, the 15th. They gave the Packers their only loss.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Which
like that.
I thought cracked me up real. I was like, we may be bad, but we're taking you down with us.
Yes.
So, yeah, we would have moments. We would like maybe get to the playoffs and then just get bounced the first round. That was
Right.
usually, I think, in like the mid 2000s, like the early to mid 2000s. That's kind of what our groove was. That was the Trent Green, coached by Dick Vermeil era. That's when
Right.
you had Tony Gonzalez. Tony Gonzalez, he was kind of like, he was early 2000s. You had Tony Gonzalez, you had Trent Green, and then you had also Priest Holmes, Dante Hall. You had a super explosive offense, but you had no defense to speak of. But that's kind of when the Chiefs got their like reputation for being that super explosive offense. You see Dante Hall just becoming freaking Gumby, running for a freaking kickoff return, and it's like, God damn, that was back in my high school, years, and listening to them on the radio. Well, listen again to Mitch Holtis, just listening to them and watching them. Oh my God. That's when when I was a teenager, I'm like, man, this team is fun. But unfortunately, we just couldn't get over the hump. We couldn't get over the hump, and that was the playoffs.
Yeah.
But it didn't mean we weren't fun to watch. So,
Oh, you were very fun to watch.
Yeah.
Has Kelsey taken Tony G's spot as a tight end GOAT yet?
That is a question I get a lot. Is like, is Tony G, who's better, Tony G or Kelsey? I think if you're going to look at numbers, I think Tony G is a little better. But
do you think that at the end of Kelsey's career, though, once he is done,
I think I think honestly it might be Kelsey, because I'm looking around at the league now. I need to look at, tight ends in the past. I've seen nothing like Kelsey. Kelsey, I think, is like, he is one of one, irreplaceable. And that's something I've been thinking of lately, because Kelsey just turned 34. He just had his 34th birthday just a couple days ago. And I'm thinking, like, this dude's not getting any younger. I don't know how many years he has left in the tank. Now, Kelsey, verbatim, said that he's going to play until the quote-unquote wheels fall off. We don't know how long that is. That could be 3 years, 5 years, 8 years. 8's going to be a bit high, but we don't know how long that's playing. And my question is, who the heck are you going to replace him with? I don't know if you can, because he is like that Tyreek Hill. I mean, again, we cut Tyreek Hill and then went to the Super Bowl, but still, he is one of those players that is just like, he is your team. He is your team. He's like Patrick Mahomes. I mean, he's basically the face of your team. And so that's what I'm saying. I think about that sometimes when I'm watching Travis Kelce. I'm like, is there any, can we even possibly replace a tight end like him ever? Maybe in a draft someday, but still.
It's hard to do, I mean, you had Tony G, didn't think you would ever replace him, and
I never saw that coming.
Kelsey, and I guess that is a very good transition to because a lot of people know your love for, you're wearing the jersey,
of course.
You got in the background one Travis Kelce right there.
Yes, sir.
Even though, explain just for the audience, for the ones who don't know how this whole Travis Kelce fandom happened.
Yeah, absolutely. So basically, this kind of happened once the Patrick Mahomes era started. It's gonna kind of sound bandwagon-ish, sort of, but I wasn't really paying much attention to the Chiefs while from like 2011 to like say 2017, 2018. That was mostly because I was in Seattle. I was away at college. I couldn't really pay attention to them because I had a lot of other things going on. But as soon as I was out of college, 2016, I was out of college, but I was still in Seattle. I think once that I started paying a bit more attention to them. But once Patrick Mahomes came around, obviously I'm going to be paying more attention to them, and that's when obviously I started really getting into the team again.
Yeah.
Obviously I would care about them. I was still a Chiefs fan. I'll live and die a Chiefs fan. I was just
Exactly.
I couldn't really keep track of the games. So when Patrick Mahomes came about, and we started learning about, oh my God, this is a legendary player. I started paying more attention to the Chiefs games. I started watching them, and I was like, man, this team is incredible. And I'm like, I was like, I want to, there's got to be like a play. I want to be like really attached to a player. And that's going to sound kind of weird, but this is like, there's got to be a player on this team that I really like, or maybe is my favorite player. And I'm like, if I had to choose a favorite player, who would it be? And I felt like it was too easy of an answer to go with Patrick Mahomes.
Of course,
so I'm like, dude, he is always throwing to this dude, Travis Kelce. I really like him, and I thought he was really cute too. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna ride the track. I'm just gonna pick this guy. I'm not joking when I said I'm just gonna pick this guy and ride with him and see where it goes. Now, the whole thing about him being my bro, I'm gonna clarify this thing right now. That doesn't mean he's my brother. Obviously, good God, could you imagine? He's not my brother. He's not like my friend or anything. It just means he's the favorite player, my favorite player on the football team. Or as I said, I think in like Discord the other day, he is the MVP of my heart. I love him. So that came about. It was a post game interview that Patrick Mahomes was giving to somebody. It was after they won. I think I want to say this was 2020. It was either 2020 or 2021 when this came about. And the reporter says, Patrick, how would you describe your relationship with Travis Kelce? And he just goes in his Patrick Mahomes voice, I'm not going to do it. You know how he sounds. He goes, oh man, that's my bro. And I'm just like, yeah, that's my bro. That's my bro. That's my bro. And I'm like, yeah, he is a bro. That's who he is. He is a bro. And so that kind of just stuck. So, and it's just a fun thing to shout whenever he scores a touchdown. I go, there's my bro. There's my bro. Or if I'm at a game and I see him, again, score a touchdown or, get a first down or something. I go, there's my bro. Or I did it at the freaking Super Bowl parade. I'm like, that's my bro. And I just blew my voice out doing that. Worth it. So yeah, that's kind of how that whole thing came about. And, now obviously with his, skyrocketing celeb status, I just love him even more. I don't know if you've watched commercials during a primetime broadcast. He's like on every other commercial, it seems. At least here in the Kansas City area, in the broadcast area, he is on so many commercials. He's almost on as many commercials as Patrick Mahomes. Can't say I blame him. You want to make money off of your fame and stuff. So and it's crazy. It's just crazy to think, oh my gosh, my favorite football player that I just kind of picked at random. Sort of at random. And I just, damn. I'm really happy for him and stuff. And if you want to talk about the Taylor Swift stuff, I'm happy for him for snagging Taylor Swift. I don't know how long this is going to last.
Right.
Do I?
Right. Oh,
care necessarily? Not really. I mean, I understand the NFL wanting to pay attention to this whole Taylor Swift stuff. Yeah. But for me personally, I'm like, dude, like I said, he said it for himself. Shoot for the stars, dude. Shoot for the stars.
Right. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, that's a good fight.
I mean,
That's
yeah,
a good
he
way.
said it
Just shoot for
himself.
the stars.
Shoot your shot. Shoot your shot. That's why whenever you see him come out of the tunnel, he always does the archer pose. Yeah, that's what he means. He said it in his recent New Heights show. It's like the reason why I do that is like I'm shooting for the stars.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And his personality, you've seen him. His personality is infectious. He's also, did I mention handsome? And he's just like, I'm like, how could you not love the dude? So yeah, that's the whole story behind me, and the bro thing, if you will. So just to clarify that.
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah.
That is
Also, this poster back here, I only have it attached to the wall with like really weak frog tape, so I'm kind of just waiting for that thing to like peel off the wall and fall down, which would be very funny. So
hopefully that happens during the game tomorrow.
No. Normally I have like I would have this stuff framed. Like I have that frame. I just haven't had time to get that framed as of late. So I'm just gonna stick this to the wall with frog tape, so I don't like rip the wallpaper out or the paint. Excuse me.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how good he produces tomorrow. Because him and
yeah. I don't know if you know, but I did meet him.
Oh yes.
I'm gonna lord over that for the rest of my life. It's like, oh, by the way, I met Travis Kelce. met him at a charity car show, and I was just like, I came up to him and I'm like, can I? Was I nervous? A little, but I was just like, just be cool, Rachel. Now Taylor Swift's running through my brain. Hi, Holly. I'll see you Wednesday, Holly. Anyway, but yeah, no, I came up to him and I was like, can I just get a selfie really quick? And he goes, yeah, sure. And we just got a selfie. And then I was just kind of patting him on the back. And it's like, good to see you. I didn't call him bro, which was a missed opportunity. But you know what? Hey, I can maybe meet him again. Who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows? Yeah. That's a moment I'm never going to forget. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, trust me. He's a very stylish person. He is
very stylish. Did you saw it? Did you see him?
I saw him coming off the plane today. I showed this to the mods, but I'll show this to everyone else. So
yeah, I'm like, what are those pants?
I'm gonna hopefully the camera focuses. There we go. Yeah. There we go.
Like a velvet. Those are kind of like velvety pants and stuff. They look
very
flowy.
And his Louis Vuitton Louis Vuitton. And I guess somehow I don't know what happened, but a coworker like the tag came off of Louis Vuitton, and so they just took it as a souvenir.
Okay, can't say I blame them. It's like I'm gonna.
Well, of course, you of all people. Don't.
You know what? As much as I love the dude, so my love for Travis Kelce is also equal to the amount of respect I have for this dude. So if he dropped his tag, I'd be like, "You dropped this, dude." I'd probably give it back to him. But if he told me, it's like, "Hey, you keep that," I'd be like, "Yeah, I probably do that."
Yeah. And for everyone wondering, today I did not. I know it's probably going to be tomorrow, but since it's a 3:25 game, there was no sight of a Taylor Swift private plane today. There could be tomorrow, but there was no sight of a Taylor Swift plane today. So we'll see if she shows up to the game tomorrow. But right now it's looking like a no. So if we win tomorrow, we can just blame Taylor Swift for you guys not winning tomorrow.
Damn it, Taylor. Must be like, just be sure, hey, Taylor, just be sure you don't run into the building. Don't run into the glass at US Bank and your Gucci.
Absolutely.
I remember seeing that. I remember seeing that stadium. So for the folks who don't know, I actually flew into the Minneapolis airport last
Yeah.
summer when I was coming back from Montana for vacation, and
Mhm.
I was like, "Oh my God, we're stopping in Minnesota. I could say hi to Adam." and I'm looking out the window. I have a window seat, and I'm looking
Mhm.
right at downtown Minneapolis, and I could see that like freaking like futuristic looking like wedge, and I'm like, oh god, there it is. There it is.
Yeah, it
Pilot,
just
don't
with
run into the
As
glass.
Tom said when he visited, it sticks out. It's like it looked like it plopped into
Yeah, it
the middle
does.
of the city.
And you can certainly spot it from the. I spotted it from the air, no problem, man.
Hmm.
I definitely considered.
That
I was
play,
like, I had a thought in
yeah.
the back of my mind. I was like, man, it would be fun to go up to Minnesota and watch a game, watch that Chiefs game up there.
Mm,
But I'm like,
yeah.
man, I don't have time, unfortunately, and
Hmm.
B, money. So
Yeah,
if I planned this out more than like 2 weeks ahead of time, then
especially 2 weeks
yeah.
ahead of time before all this happened, because ever since this, Travis Kelsey, Taylor Swift thing has happened, the prices have
Oh yeah.
exponentially gone up.
Oh yes. Oh yes, I can imagine. I can oh man. That's why I'm glad I whenever I go to Chiefs game, I hook up with Holly because she has season tickets and I'm like, "Hey,
Mhm.
Holly, let's go. Let's go." Hopefully if she's in the chat still, hopefully her and I will go to the Broncos game this coming Thursday. That should
Yeah.
be that should be fun. It's also going to be a very short week for the Chiefs. We got the Minnesota game, and then
Mhm.
the immediate Thursday after is going to be the Broncos game. So
Which that one's not gonna be that one, even though it should be easy, it just seems like
you
it's
would
never
think
easy with.
that's what I keep saying to myself. You would think that the Chiefs. I thought the same thing last year. You would think that going up against the Broncos, it'd be like easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
Mhm.
But it's not. And that's just kind of how the Chiefs are sometimes. Sometimes they just blow an opponent out of the water. And then you have like the Texans game where they take the Texans into overtime. And I'm just like, oh, why must you do this? Why must you raise my blood pressure? So, oh, the life of
Uh,
being a Chiefs fan is a life hooked up to a EKG machine.
Absolutely. And you're looking pretty healthy going into this game. The only big name that really stands out that's questionable is Nick Bolton. But
Yeah.
uh,
So,
everyone else is, yeah. Keep going.
okay, yeah. So I've been hearing about Nick Bolton. From what I've heard, it doesn't sound like that he's going to get any play time. However, I have also heard that he's quote chomping at the bit to play.
Mm,
So if he does play, he's probably going to have a very limited snap count. They're probably
mhm,
they probably want to err on the side of caution because this team, since we're the Super Bowl champions, we're doing long term thinking here. We're thinking about
yeah.
the long term. We're thinking about deep playoff pushes. Hopefully, running it back. Obviously, running it back to the Super Bowl again. That's obviously very hard, but still, we want to take it slow with our players. We want to ease them in. I mean, if we lose a game, we lose a game. It's on to the next week. So if I see Nick
Mm,
Bolton, if you see Nick Bolton, I would think he only plays like a few snaps and then he's out
okay.
just to get some
Yeah.
more game experience under his belt. But
Especially
I'd
with the
say
short
wait.
week.
I would say yes,
Yeah.
especially with the short week. Yes, I would say just maybe keep him out. But again, if I see him for a couple snaps, I would also be not surprised. But that's the Nick Bolton situation right now. I think he'd be set and ready to go by the Broncos game, and I'm very excited for that Broncos game because week 6 we should have all of our defense now on the field because we picked up Charles Omenihu in the offseason from the 49ers. But the problem is he had a suspension for I believe, a domestic violence issue that he had back
Mhm.
when he was on the 49ers. And so he was punished with a 6-game suspension. So by the next game, It's either going to be the Broncos in the next game after. I'm going to assume the Broncos. I could be wrong, but we'll have Charles Omenihu back. We have Chris Jones now, and then we'll have probably Nick Bolton back. And whew, I have never been so excited for my defense, and like I don't think I've ever seen a defense this sturdy in a long while. So I'm actually kind of excited to see that.
Right. Yeah,
so you got to do defense,
because...
and you have a good secondary, and you have good special teams. I'm just like,
right. Everything could go just right, because last week was a little shaky. You made Zach Wilson actually look a little decent out there. So
I know. Oh my God, that game was going so well for us for exactly one quarter. And I'm like, yo, Chiefs, you got to play all 4 quarters. It's a 4-quarter game. Not 1, not 3, 4. Now, granted, thankfully, they fought. They still, kept a hold onto that lead by the tooth and nail. But still, and Patrick Mahomes said it himself. He said, "I'm sorry for making that game so interesting." So, what I love about Patrick Mahomes is he knows that when it's his fault, it's his fault, and he knows where to correct his mistakes. So, and he is very vigilant at correcting those mistakes. So, I mean, I just love him as a quarterback and just as a leader. He's such a good dude, man.
He is such a good leader. I got to see that, watching quarterback.
I actually have not watched quarterback yet. That's mostly because I don't have a Netflix account at the moment. But yeah, I'm hoping to catch that at some point. It sounds like it was an amazing series.
It was an amazing series. It was mostly just focusing on our 2 quarterbacks, and then Marcus Mariota was just put in there. So,
which is what kind of sucks. Is like, you can't just have like this. Like, I was hoping maybe they do more equal. But obviously, you have Patrick Mahomes in there. Patrick Mahomes is like the 2-time MVP. Obviously, he's going to take up a lot of screen time because a lot of people are going to watch that. So I would imagine.
And he made it further into the playoffs, actually winning the Super Bowl. So
he just won the Super Bowl. So exactly. So, but yeah, that kind of sucks for Marcus though. But what can you do? It is what it is. But I think I got off topic for a minute. What were we talking? Yes, the Jets game. The Jets game. I'm so sorry. The Jets game. So that was a very stressful game, but it's not the first stressful game and not the last, as I've mentioned. It's just one of those frustrating games. And I saw little bits. It wasn't quite as bad, but I saw shades of that 2022 AFC Championship game against the Bengals, the one that we lost. Because in that first, if you remember that game, like I do, it's scarred in my memory forever. We were so dominant in that first half. And then we made one mistake before halftime with Tyreek Hill not running into the end zone. And then after that,
it just throws your
it went downhill so fast. And it is like, oh my God, what is happening? It's just so frustrating because you saw your team just go out there and just put on a show, put on a clinic, and then suddenly they just stop. And I'm just like, what happened? What happened, guys? What happened? So
I feel that. I 100% feel that feeling because that has been every single one of the Vikings losses this season. They put it all out, and then a mistake just causes in this case, multiple mistakes. Turning over the ball has been their downfall, and hopefully we will finally solve that this week. Not saying, your defense is, doing better. Maybe it's just Nick Bolton that's going to be out, but it's not going to be easy going because,
no, you guys,
you do have Justin Jefferson, you have to defend him, and TJ Hawkinson and Matt. Yeah, we got Madison's finally
Addison or Madison?
Madison.
Madison.
It's Madison, yeah, he's finally getting onto a good pace now. But yeah, I mean, I think it's really, this could be, maybe I'm just, my how I look at this game. I look at this game as it's going to be a very offensive game. I'm not saying anything bad, bad about our defense, especially. It did good last week against the Panthers, but that's the Panthers. I just, it's not like our defenses are like let me think, like let's just say the 49ers of the Steelers defense, basically. But I don't think, like your defense is, I think, good middle. It's like good middle of the row. I would say. Would you agree with that? How would you base your defense?
I would say they're getting close to a top 10. They're not quite there yet. I would say above middle, but I would say maybe like a 12. I just put them right at 12. I'm just going to put them 32 teams. I put them at 12 right now. Talk to me again in week 6. It might get even better, barring any injuries.
They are playing the Broncos.
We're playing the Broncos, but we're also going to have all of our players back. Like we're going to have Charles Omenihu back. We're going to have possibly Nick Bolton fully back, and we're ready to rock and roll. And I'm going to go back to the Jets game like super quick. Our defense is what kept us in that game. It kept us from the Jets taking over, scoring more, getting a score over us.
Of course.
Because I don't know if our offense could have. And that's what I'm just really proud of that defense for just keeping us in that game and keeping us, even if it was just 3 points, it's still a win. It's an ugly win, but again, it's still a W in that column. So I will take it. So going forward for this Minnesota Vikings game we've got coming up tomorrow, I think our biggest issue, again, as you said, we're as from what I've heard, we're going to have to, how I say it, keep the offensive pot from boiling over on the Viking side, because we know the Vikings can still score a lot of points. So obviously you need your offense to keep up with that, or you can have your defense, shut that offense down. So what we need to do is, obviously you guys are going to be using Justin Jefferson, the one of the best wide receivers, the chaos game, one of the best wide receivers in the league. Obviously you're going to throw to him. So it's just, we're going to have like double team him, maybe. We have Trent McDuffie, one of the best corners in the league, and Snead, also one of the best corners in the league. Obviously really good. I'm very curious to see how that matchup's going to go down. So, and then you have TJ Hawkinson. The Chiefs are kind of like iffy when it comes to tight ends. That's kind of one of our weaknesses, is just covering tight ends. And the pass rush is a little weak. That's where Nick Bolton comes in. He was really good at protecting the pass rush, but now I don't know. That's something we have to bolster. So I'm hoping to see at this game is I'm hoping to see the defense step up, keep us in the game. But I think most importantly, and I think every single Chiefs fan you've talked to can say this, we just want our offense to click. We want that chemistry to be there, because I saw that in the Bears game. We destroyed the Bears. Again, it's the Bears.
Yes.
But still, that offense looked seamless. That offense looked perfect. And this needs to be a get-right game for Patrick Mahomes, the wide receivers, Travis Kelce, whoever you're running, the entire offense. This needs to be a get-right game for the offense. I mean, the whole team as a whole, yes. But, this is where Patrick Mahomes is going to step up and is like, hey, I'm Patrick Mahomes, and I'm going to take this offense and I'm going to light this up. So I think that's what we need to do most. And, also keep an eye out for Justin Jefferson. That guy's really good.
Yeah, your offense really scares me, and
And
I just I
it
don't.
can be scary. It can be absolutely scary, but it's been inconsistent, and I understand why it's consistent. It's just as a Chiefs fan, it can be frustrating. So I'm sorry. Go
Mhm.
ahead.
No, it's like I just don't know how to stop the Chiefs in general. I mean, Travis Kelsey obviously is your number one target, so that is
Mhm.
definitely going to be a key to stop him. But the rest. I mean, the rest of your team. I mean, someone who is familiar with us is Jerick McKinnon. I don't know if you're gonna maybe
Oh
get him
yeah.
in more in the game tomorrow, because maybe he's like, hey, I want some touches, more touches against my former team, basically. So I don't know. I mean, I don't. Of course, Pacheco. I expect him to have a pretty decent game. I mean, he had a good game against the Jets,
Oh, he
so
did. He did.
you know.
That was electric. And I mean, you're so many people are going to talk about like the holding calls and whatever and what have you. And I just
Mhm.
really like Pacheco had the game of his career that night,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, but look how well Pacheco did. Look at how like that dude runs like he's on fire. That dude runs like he has a constant grudge, and it's incredible. So yeah, I'm hoping Pacheco goes off again. I'm rooting for the guy. Of course,
Hmm.
I have him in fantasy, so I'm hoping
Of course.
Kelsey goes off. However, if you notice in the Jets game, there was not quite a lot all that much Kelsey going on. So
No,
it is possible to cover him. It's just
that
that
yeah.
band is slippery.
And we'll see. How slippery he will be, because we're gonna try to we're trying to double team, triple team. I don't know, but yeah, but Mahomes can do Mahomes magic. So
Hmm. Oh yes,
yeah,
yeah.
I mean, this is gonna be a fun game. Like, what is your like? As I said, I predicted a higher scoring affair. What do you like? I don't know if you like. You don't have to give a score if you don't want to. You can just like, how
It's fine.
like, do you expect this to be a close game? Do you think it's gonna be more like, closer to how you did against the Bears? Just trying to get, how have you when you thought about this game, how you think this game is gonna go
Yeah, sure.
overall?
So I don't think that this is definitely not going to be a game like the Bears. That's that much I can
Hmm.
say. I can give you a
Yeah.
prediction of what I think the score might be. I am with you in thinking that this is going to be a higher scoring game. Uh, though
Hmm.
that's going to depend on how our defense locks down. If we're able to lock down Kirk Cousins, I think we can maybe keep the Vikings on a lower score. But again, we'll see. Uh,
Hmm.
I maybe Kirk
Yeah.
Cousins goes full Kirko. I don't. He goes full Kirko and just launches bombs to just Justin Jefferson,
I
just
get
like
it.
50-yard bombs. Yeah, so it could be that. Um, I'm thinking that yes, this is going to be a higher scoring game. Probably maybe one of the teams gets into the 30s. I'm obviously going pulling for the Chiefs on this one. I think the score is going to be like,
Of
I'm going to
course.
say 34-28. Because the last few games, you
34,
have
28.
34-28, 34-24. It might be like a 10
Yeah.
score or
Yeah. It's
34.
all the
I'm not doing
games
math
have
right now
been
because I
one
don't feel
score
like
so
it.
far.
Yeah,
So,
you've
you know,
all lost by one score games, and I think it might be the same with this. You could still be competitive. The Chiefs,
yeah,
as we've
I
seen,
agree.
we're not immortal. You can beat us. We're beatable.
Yeah,
Every team in the NFL is beatable. Even the
100%.
reigning Super Bowl champions are beatable. But
Yes.
like I said, if this is going to be a get right game for Mahomes, yeah, then I expect that score might be closer to 40. However, I do not expect this game to be a blowout. I do expect that the offense of the Vikings is going to show up. and they're going to be like, we need to score points on this team early, and we need to score them fast. And if whoever's offense just outscores the fastest, that's going to be the winner. But our defense, I hope our defense shows up too. Which it's going to be so far they've been doing stellar. Especially now that Chris Jones is back. I am so happy that man is back. You do not know how happy it has made me to have Chris Jones back on our roster, even if it's just for a 1-year deal. And I know that whole drama on the offseason and stuff. I am just so happy that he's here because, man, that guy is a rock. He is the rock of the defense. He is the pillar of the defense of the Chiefs. And you can see it in his character. And it's just like, he's just, love him so much. Love me my Chris Jones. So, yeah.
That's good.
So, yeah, in short, I think that, this is going to be a 1-score game. High scoring possibly. But, any given Sunday, my friend. Any given Sunday.
Any given Sunday. Mm-hmm. But, and I wish you the team with the most points win. Yes.
Yes, I just John Madden this. I just took the John Madden quote and made it like 5 minutes longer. Yes. Right. Basically what I'm saying is the offenses, both offenses are going to have to like be in a shootout in order to, or I should say the Minnesota Vikings are going to have to be in an offensive shootout mode in order to make sure they keep up with us. Yeah. Because Patrick Mahomes after the game he just had is going to be like, I'm coming out screaming.
Yeah, I'm just happy that you guys won the last game, so it won't be like a full-on angry type of, Mahomes. Because if you would have lost last week, I've been like, well, I'm gonna wave the white flag right now.
Because you saw what they did to the Buccaneers after we lost to the Colts.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, I'm very excited to see I'm very excited for this week. I can't wait for this game. And I'm hoping we get a dub in the win column, we hope we get a dub in that column because then Patrick Mahomes would have beaten every single football team.
Wait, what? Yes. Oh my! Because he didn't play against us the last time. That was
the backup. I forgot what the backup's name was. It wasn't. We didn't have Chad Henne at the time. But so it was our backup quarterback that we had because he had a hamstring injury or he had some sort of injury. I can't remember.
Yeah. He also and I know we still lost that game. It was Matt Moore.
Okay, yeah. It was Matt Moore. And Patrick Mahomes was out. So you are the final team Patrick Mahomes needs to beat in order to have beaten every single football team.
Oh,
except the Chiefs, obviously. So that's a fun fact.
A lot of pressure. That's a lot of pressure. You put a lot of pressure on this now. Okay. Mm-hmm. We'll see. And we'll see how many people are gonna. Now that you said, I hope a lot of people pull for us. I think people will just try to pull for us only because of Taylor Swift, to be honest. But
you gotta beat. It's Taylor Swift's team now. It's like you gotta beat Taylor Swift's team.
Gotta beat Taylor.
Whatever.
Swift's team.
You can call us the Kansas City Swifties. I don't care. Just win, baby. Just win.
Just freaking win. So, and of course, you have the other Kelsey, Jason Kelsey. He had the memes about him and DeAndre Swift.
DeAndre Swift, yes. I don't know if you can see. Yep. I don't know if you can see it back there, but you can see my other Kelsey mug hanging out. You can see him, the teal, the dark green hanging out with all that red.
I know.
I love Jason Kelsey. He's great too. I love both of them, man. But the real Kelsey and Swift connection is in Philly, and I'm like, okay. We'll see. We'll see how long this Taylor Swift thing goes. I'm interested to see. I'm interested to see how far it goes. But man, could you imagine the breakup album? Ooh, I don't know. I don't listen to a single Taylor Swift song, but I would buy that album. Even if it's just one song, I'd listen to it. I mean, like that's gonna be amazing.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, her shows I saw when she was at Arrowhead. Her shows look amazing. They look like a lot of fun. So
Absolutely.
nothing against her. Nothing against her. Just
That's good.
I'm like I said, I'm rooting for him. Wishing the best for him.
That is a great to hear that you
Mm-hmm.
supporting your bro, no matter what. So
Well, he's my bro. He's me. He is him. He is bro, and I'll support him even when he decides to hang up his cleats. He's going to be forever a chief in my heart.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's another thing one last thing. There's a list of bros. So there is an original bro. The first bro that I had my first favorite player, and that was Derek Thomas, which is a lot of Chiefs fans' favorite player. That's the original bro. And then it went to Tony Gonzalez, and then Priest Holmes, and now Travis Kelce. And what I want to get a jersey of each one of those players. Because I have the Tony Gonzalez jersey, I have a Travis Kelce jersey. Now I need to get a Derek Thomas and a Priest Holmes jersey because I've been wanting those jerseys ever since I was in high school.
Yeah.
And, they're such good players and such good people. But yeah, he is him. He is bro. And I love him ever so. Dumb little poem, I know.
No, that's beautiful. That is so beautiful. And we'll be there, the day that's gonna be a sad day. I mean, it's not gonna be sad day, but still when he retires.
Oh my gosh, when he retires, it'll be a bittersweet moment because I'll miss him seeing on the field. But I am glad to say that A, one, I've met him, and B, I got to see him play for the Chiefs live in that stadium. And oh man, if you live in the Kansas City area and you're a Chiefs fan and you've never been to Arrowhead, go see a Chiefs game during this era of Patrick Mahomes, because I'm telling you, it's electric. And any game, it could be against the Bears or something. Just go and see them, please, because it is incredible to watch that magic just unfold. Can it be frustrating at times? Yes, but it's beautiful. So
it's once in a lifetime. That's why everyone wants to go. Everyone, even if it's an away game, still if we're watching, just go watch the Chiefs.
I'm predicting a lot of Chiefs fans are going to be up in that stadium because
I may have today have seen a lot of Chiefs fans
it's a short
come through the arrivals today. So I'm very concerned. So
we travel very well.
Yeah, and I guess I know this is another question, but get a lot. There's a lot of Chiefs fans, but how do you feel? Because you got to split apart the Chiefs fans and then the bandwagon Chiefs fans. How do you feel about that whole? I mean, of course, now there's a lot more because of Taylor Swift. I'm saying even before Taylor Swift.
Yeah, before Taylor Swift bandwagon fans.
Yeah.
So I honestly have not paid much attention to the bandwagon fans. I really don't give them much care. But I mean, I'm happy they're aboard. I'm happy they're rooting for us. If you want to come, root for us now that we're really good, go for it. I mean, sure. I wasn't even paying. Wasn't the biggest fan up until Patrick Mahomes got here. I mean, I was a fan and I will always be a fan, but I'm I wasn't eager to go to the games. I wasn't watching every single game, but if you want to come aboard, come aboard. Just don't be an a-hole. That's all I have to say. But if we're talking about like the bandwagoners on like social media and stuff, those people I really don't pay no mind because, I've been learning over the years with Twitter. I'm still very new to Twitter. My very first Twitter account I made last February. So I've been, I've learned over the years of social media that you just block those people, just mute those people out. Don't pay them any mind. I mean, if over time they become longtime Chiefs fans, that's great. But I'm just like, yeah, those aren't the people you really want to associate with. But given how successful our team has been over the past couple years, I think it's just going to come with the territory. So, I'm just going to expect it and just know that those bandwagoners, when I say bandwagoners, I'm going to say the toxic bandwagoners that you see on social media. Just, you just know that they don't represent your team. Know that they're just people on social media just blabbing away. Know that, there's better people than that. Johnny! I don't see the chat. I don't have a chat window open, so I'm just expecting the whole chat to just be Rachel.
Oh, there's been a lot. There was a lot of there was a good amount of there was a good amount of Rachel's just to start. I just want to put a couple. I want to put a couple up like
God.
Rachel.
Oh my God,
Rachel.
That never gets old. I've heard that my entire life, just people yelling at me, and I'm just like, okay, I guess this is just gonna be the rest of my life now. You did not hear when Tom visited here at Casey at 30 and 30. Oh my Lanta, the amount of times he was yelling Rachel at me was incredible, and it was in the car while I was driving. Oh my God, I was just thankful he wasn't using the megaphone while I was driving. I would have just like that car would have exploded.
I'm just happy he didn't startle you. So did he startle you in the car?
Look, I'm gonna be very honest with you. I'm a very jumpy person. So even during like a live stream that I've already watched, every time like I do like a super chat or something and he goes, Rachel, I jump. Even if I've heard it before, even if I'm expecting it, I will still jump like a little bit. Not like super huge jump, but just like it happens every single time. How did Tom start the Rachel thing? I actually know the answer to that. That was a Q&A that happened. It was last year. It was during a Q&A. I want to say it was either April or May. So last April and May, that was kind of at the beginning of my mod ship here. I first got my mod wrench in later April during the 300K stream. So after my mod ship here, it kind of became, Tom kind of knew that I was known for my art, my digital artistry.
Yeah.
So I kind of volunteered. I'm like, hey, Tom, or I also asked Kirsten this because she was making emotes at the time. I was like, would it be cool if I designed a Rouse the Yeast emote? Because that Rouse the Yeast things became popular, I think, like early last year. Or, early last year or maybe the year before. So I'm like, oh, how am I going to make a Rouse the Yeast emote? So this is the first time I've ever made an emote for YouTube, and I screwed it up a little bit. I screwed up the emote. So I emailed the Rouse the Yeast, the first Rouse the Yeast emote to Tom, and I sent it to him. But unfortunately, I sent the emote in the wrong resolution. So when you make an emote, it needs to be in a square resolution only. It can't be rectangular. It can't be like this way. It has to be square. So let's say I usually submit a emote now as a 512 by 512 pixels. I sent it rectangular. So Tom got it to work, but it looked a little wonky during that stream. But okay, where the Rachel thing came from is I emailed him that this is all happening while I was at work. If you don't know, I work full time in a bakery 4 days out of the week. So I submitted the Rouse the Yeast emote to him during my lunch break. And I'm like, here you go, Tom. I'm going to email this to you. And during the Friday night Q&A that was happening that same day, you can use it and put it in. But then, so his Q&A started at 6:30, and at that time I was working until 7, so I had I had the stream in my earbud, but I had my phone set I had my phone set on a countertop that was in the bakery working area, and then I went into the freezer to rearrange to get stuff stacked and clean it up a bit. I was rearranging muffins, I think, and then Tom, I could still hear the stream, but I can't type anything. So I can hear Tom going, "Hey Rachel, by the way," he goes, "By the way, you sent the rouse the yeast emote in the wrong resolution." And then he saw I wasn't typing, and he goes, "Rachel, Rachel." It kept going for like 30 seconds. And what happened was I was in the back freezer like this, and I was like, "Hang on a minute, I'm lost." Basically like that. As I trapped myself in the freezer from all these baking racks, and it took me a good 30 seconds to get out of the freezer, and it wasn't a very big freezer either. It took me like 30 seconds to get out. I'm like, "I'm coming, Tom, I'm coming." And he's going, "Rachel, Rachel," and I think that was patient zero, if you will. I think that is where that whole thing started. And then it just kind of went from there, and he wouldn't stop. I wasn't really perpetuating it. I was like, and then the chat kept it going too. And then obviously Tom's going to feed off of that, and it just kind of snowballed. And so I guess now that's just how it started. It's some of these things have really strange beginnings. I was like, I didn't ask to be yelled at constantly, but now, hey, let's go for it. I'm fine. I am completely fine. If somebody comes up to me in the wild and spots me like in the Kansas City area and just spots me and they go, "Rachel," and I'm like, "Yeah, that's me." I'm perfectly fine with that. Just don't sneak up behind me and do it, because then then you might give me a heart attack or something. But
I thought maybe you jump and accidentally,
Oh no, I would jump, but I might fight back. I might just like, but no, yeah, don't sneak up behind me and do it, because you'll legit startle me. Just do it from the front.
Even if Travis Kelce did it.
Oh, if Travis Kelce did it, if he startled me from behind, no, that's perfectly fine. He gets a pass. The bro gets a pass. So yeah. Thank you for asking that. That was a very good question. That is where I believe where the Rachel thing started from. What Q&A stream that is specifically, I am not sure. I think it happened between the months of April and May. It's somewhere between April, May, and June. It was a Friday night Q&A, and whatever was the first Q&A that we had the rouse the yeast emote. So. And then I think I remember after I finally got to my phone and typed and got to typing, and I was like, "Tom, can't you put the emote in yourself?" And he goes, "Yeah, but you can't." And I'm like, "Or can you or fix the emote? Excuse me, not put it in." He's like, "Tom, can't you fix it?" And he goes, "Oh, sure." And I'm like, and I see him struggling on the stream, and I'm like, "Okay, fine, I'll go and fix it." And then Tom goes, "No, I'll fix it. I'm a big boy." And I'm like, "No, Tom." So I ended up after I got off work, I was still listening to the Q&A stream. So I got off work at like 7 p.m. Central. So I'm like, fine, I'll resize the emote, and I sent it to him, and then he fixed it live on stream. So yeah, if you can go back and find that Friday night Q&A, this is in 2022. Okay. Yeah, that's a fun Q&A to find. So I just don't remember specifically which month that was. So
that's cool.
That is really cool. And I'll never forget when I first met Tom on the 30 and 30. I literally rolled up to him in my mom's SUV at Arrowhead Stadium. I rolled down the window and just yelled into a megaphone. I want to go, "Excuse me, have you seen a Mr. Tom Grossi?" And then immediately Tom just goes, "Rachel!" And Johnny goes, Rachel, and I go, Johnny. You can actually hear me in the 30 and 30 video. I'm going, Johnny, because Johnny's going, Rachel. Like I said, that whole 30 and 30 thing, they were constantly yelling at me. Tom was constantly going, Rachel. He was just like taking in the car or wherever in Union Station. He was just like taking some nice roll of like landscape. Then he would suddenly pan over to me and go, Rachel. And I'm like, oh. Every time. It was funny every time.
A lot of yelling, but also a lot of yelling, but also something else that you're also good at, which I had a couple weeks ago, and I just want to show this. You're great at cookies.
The freaking cookies. So that is because I like to call myself a third generation baker. My grandma on my mother's side, very known for her baking, though she wasn't like, none of us worked in a bakery, but it's just, a grandma who just baked all the time. And my grandma on my mother's side, since both mom and dad worked full time, my grandma raised me as a child. Basically, she took care of me the most, so she got the most of the time. So I have a little bit of that grandma energy in me. So I like to bake and stuff, and grandma was really good at baking, and she passed that baking down to my mother, who then passed that kind of joy, that love for baking down to me. And I baked a lot with my mom. Either there was cookies or little brownie bars or whatever. We never really baked like cakes and stuff, but yeah, so you can blame my mom for my mom and my grandma for doing that, because man, that was something we did a lot, and how we kind of just bonded is with by baking. Now, cookies specifically, that kind of just became my own thing. If you had the pleasure of knowing me in my college years when I lived in Seattle, I did this too. I kind of had a tradition during finals week. I would bake like a plate of cookies. Either they would be chocolate chip or snickerdoodle. And I would bring them into one of my classes, or not a class. I would bring them into a study hall, and I'd be like, cookies, here you go. And because college kids need to be fed. College kids are not feeding themselves as well
100%.
as just trust me, they do not feed themselves very well. Not that cookies are the healthiest thing, but at least they're getting some food in them, and not just like pure energy drinks. Then again, I don't know if one's healthier than the other, but you know what I mean. So it was just a kind gesture, just for me baking cookies. And also for me, not only are cookies just super delicious, but it's therapy. I don't know if you've heard of baking therapy, but it is a thing. For me, baking is just a way to relieve stress. Maybe I just didn't have the best day, or maybe the Chiefs lost or something, or maybe I'm just being extra stressful. Baking helps relieve that stress. And then you have cookies. So, which also then relieves that stress. So, that's, one of my relaxation things is just sit back, relax, bake some cookies. Well, I'm not physically sitting, And one thing I've kind of picked up since I've become part of the posse is I will like to bake cookies. This is especially at night, like bake cookies and watch Sunday Night Football while I'm doing it. That's kind of become a fun tradition. Now I don't do this every week, mind you. But when I get like a cookie order, I was like, oh, I'll do this, and I'll watch Sunday Night Football, and I'll also have Tom stream on. Well,
but you didn't do it last Sunday Night Football though, because the Chiefs are playing. Not when the Chiefs, except when the Chiefs are playing.
Not when the Chiefs are playing. Not when the Chiefs are playing. I did not bake cookies because I'm usually too stressed out and focused. That would probably be a good time to bake cookies, but I kind of just want to pay attention to the game most of the time. And I also don't want to make a big mess during the game. But I don't do it. Like I said, I don't do it every Sunday night or Monday night, I should say. But that's always been a fun thing to do, is just bake cookies and watch football, because it's like two of my favorite things are coming together. So right. And this is three things coming together. You got the cookies, you got the football, and then you've got my digital art, which I have to say that is the best self-portrait that I've done of myself.
I 100% agree. It is a great self-portrait you've done.
Yeah, so
many
if you
great designs.
If you
that
haven't
I'm
seen the
just like,
movie Scarface, that's what it's referencing. It's instead of a mountain of cocaine there's a mountain of cookies.
that's
So,
why
yeah.
I chose this specific photo to
Yeah,
combine the
because it's
cookies and your digital art.
Yeah.
So, and
Yeah,
you're
I'm like, that's
also
perfect.
you're also very talented with your other stuff. This is, of course, I know this is your Etsy. So
Etsy. Yeah. So the ceramics thing is actually a fairly new thing that I picked up. I didn't pick this up until like 2015, back when I was living in Seattle. The college I went to offered ceramics classes where you could do like sculpting. Now I've done the sculpting, but you could do like wheel throwing, which is making stuff on the wheel, or you can do there's other things you can do besides that as well. But the reason why I got into it is because I was looking for a part-time job while I was in college. And so my college was like, well, we have a student assistant program, or you could be a student assistant or a teacher, excuse me, a teacher's assistant for our ceramics class because we need one for the semester. And I'm like, okay, that sounds like a lot of fun. And it was a lot of cleaning up, recycling clay, but it allowed me to try out a medium that I wasn't really experienced in. And I have stuff in my closet back there of like my old ceramic stuff, it's like little kitty pinch pots and stuff.
yeah,
I liked it, but I never really thought I would like do anything else with it besides like the kid art, like the school art projects. But once I was watching other people make stuff on the wheel, and I was like, man, I gotta try that. That looks like a lot of fun. And then I remember the first time I was on the wheel, and I'm like, yeah, this is really messy, but it is a lot of fun. And then I got hooked from there. So yeah, 2015 is when that all started. So yeah, if anybody wants to purchase stuff, all this stuff is for sale. There is going to be new products going on. I just got some stuff out of the kiln today, so there's going to be a couple of new items out for the Have to Have It store. I really need to be better on promoting my store because I've been slacking on it as of late.
but you do. You've been, yeah. Keep going. No, go.
No. So I'm doing a lot now is making coasters. Not this is an agate coaster. I'm not making these specifically, but I'm making like I'm going to be coming out with a lot of pack cast coasters, and I'm going to be coming out with Kitty Goes Meow coasters. What I did is you have to have it. You have to get it exactly, Kip. Exactly. Basically, I have a 3D printer now. Well, I have two 3D printers. One of them's in my storage unit. I have a big old 3D printer, and I made like these little stamps of like say emotes. Like I have the Kitty Goes Meow and a Pack Cast logo, and I can just stamp it into a wet piece of clay, and that makes that logo just instantly, and that saves me like a bajillion hours of time instead of painting it myself. So yeah, expect a lot of those coming soon. But yeah, I will post this. My commissions are always open. So if anybody is watching this and they say, "Oh, I want a commission for a ceramics project, like a mug or a coaster, what have you," my commissions are open. There is on my Twitter. There's a link that's rachelhalf.com. That is my personal website. There is a commissions page for ceramics commissions. I don't have a commission page up for digital art yet, but I might have that up in the coming months if I ever have a time for it. But yeah, there's commission info right there as well. It comes with prices. I believe those prices are the same. Yeah. So usually if it's they might have gone up a little bit from there, but yeah, that's kind of like the ballpark of where you're going at. If you want like a nice, hold on a second, I'm gonna give you an example. Like these mugs, these will usually go for like 70. I know it says 65 on there, but inflation. So yeah, these nice like logo mugs doesn't have to be exactly like a Kelsey mug. It's just like if you want a mug with like a logo on it, they'll be like $75, and then if you want a cat mug, that'll be 50, and then it'll go down from there. So yeah, like I said, my commissions are always open. If you want a digital art commission, I would recommend DMing me about it first to see what exactly you want. Digital art, keep in mind also, if you do ask for a commission, I do ask that you be patient with me. I have, yeah, because I have, like I said, I have a full-time job, and I also have the job for Tom. I work for Tom. So I work for both Tom and Perna now as merch designers. So yeah, when I'm not at work, I'm going to be working with Tom or Perna. So my free time is a little limited as of these days. So
Yeah.
I do ask. So yeah, in short, just be patient with me. Give me like about a month, and I should have your stuff done. So
much different than a cookie order.
yeah, so cookie orders I usually try to get much quicker because it doesn't take me as long. Because obviously it only takes like a couple hours from start to finish. Where obviously like something like this can take me a month. If I really like put my foot down on the gas, I could probably get this done in like 2-ish weeks. But yeah, no, these things, they take time. So yeah, they take time, and they are worth it because, especially with my art, I like to consider my art quality to be at a professional level. So you are going to get, a professional level of artistry here, except if you want like one of those really bad like NFL logos done for whatever.
Those logos.
Those logos
I mean,
came about. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No. It's just
Okay.
I guess if you're on the topic of bad NFL logos, unfortunately, I wish we were doing better, but come on, there we go. Yeah.
Right. Oh yes. I love that. But yeah, you have won a game now, and I said it right there. If you win a game, maybe I'll change the logo. Hey, you won a game.
If we win tomorrow, I think we deserve the logo.
Okay,
because we only beat the Panthers. We only beat the Panthers, and they were one of those other teams where you did a bad design, a bad design of. So I'm like, okay, if we beat the Chiefs, we get our Viking logo with the chains, the chains back.
Okay,
basically.
Yeah, I think that's a fair deal. If you manage to beat the Chiefs, I will give you a new logo. I need to work on some more logos because the Bears, they won a game.
They won a game, and it was actually against an okay team in the Commanders. So, and now the Panthers are the only winless team in the NFL now.
I know the Panthers are going to start drinking the hard stuff now. They're going to poor Panthers.
If they go 0-17, I can't wait to see what their logo is, especially since the Bears have their pick.
Oh my god. Oh my god. And they just got Bryce Young too. So it's not like they can tank for Caleb Williams because like what are you doing? Oh, like what are you tanking for?
Yeah.
Maybe they're tanking for something else. Yeah. I don't know. Or maybe they're just bad.
They're probably just bad, which makes our win against them look very, very bad since that was a one-score game. We only won by 8 points. So,
but like I said, a win is a win. Ugly or not.
A win.
A win is a win.
Whether it's against a bad team, whether it's assisted by refs,
If only I had yellow socks or a yellow flag, I would have thrown that. But no, I mean, it's my own opinion on that. If we're going to talk about the Jets game, or maybe you go back to Super Bowl 57 at the end there. It is what it is. You got to understand that the refs are human and they aren't perfect. They have human eyes and they cannot see everything. They can't see from above. They can't see everything from above. They can't see in slow motion. They can't see from every single angle. So yeah, you probably seeing in the stands like, hey, that's obvious holding. That's obvious holding. The refs can't see everything. And yeah, I would say, yeah, that is a holding penalty. It sucks that it has to be called at that time. And I can understand from the other side, having that penalty be called at that time really sucks. But at the end of the day, I'm serious, at the end of the day, it is a penalty. And a good football team is going to take advantage of every single penalty you make. And or the opposing team, I should say. You get a holding penalty or you get a pass interference penalty, a good football team is going to take every advantage that they can to pounce on that. So, and I know it sucks. And it sucks that a team wins on that note, because it feels like it just sucked the energy all out of the game. And I completely understand it. Even we won the Super Bowl, even though we got that holding call on third down and we still won the Super Bowl, it still, to me, felt a little bit empty. I mean, like, sure, that feeling went away after a while, but I felt it again in this game too. It feels like a little bit of an empty victory. I was like, oh, Rachel, you won. Who cares? Still, it's still it's a very anticlimactic ending. But at the end of the day, Andy Reid and the rest of the Chiefs, they just want to win. It doesn't matter if it looks pretty. It doesn't matter if it wins in flashy fashion with a Hail Mary down at the last minute, like the Broncos, even though they didn't win, but still like a Hail Mary at the last minute. Not every football team can be like that, or not every football game can be like that. It's unfortunate, but I mean, what do we know? And I really don't think that the whole thing is rigged. I think that's just a stupid excuse for people. I mean, for people, especially who lost that game. And also,
because the Eagles have a lead at halftime, so they should have done better.
And when people say, "Oh, you could," the Chiefs get all the calls, or the Chiefs have the refs, the refs assisted them. They tend to ignore the rest of that entire game. Like they somehow forget the whole all 58 minutes of that game. Or it's like, did you see the rest of the ref calls that didn't go our way? Did you see the face mask, the ghost face mask call? And I'm like, did you pay attention to the game at all? Yeah, sure, it's going to happen right at the end, so recency bias. But I'm like, dude, like, not all the calls went our way. And the reason why we were still in that game was because not all the calls went, not all of the calls went our way. We had that safety was because of a call, was because of a ref call, because of Jawan Taylor's face mask, which whether or not that started out in or out of the end zone, that's neither here or there. But still, after victories like that, I just kind of want to stay away from Twitter. And I'm just like, oh boy, here we go. Here comes all the people saying that it's rigged. Here's all the people saying it's rigged.
I've never have had to feel that feeling before, but
I know it takes the victory right out. It takes the high of that win. It takes it just right out of you. It's just like, okay, I guess we can't be happy about our win, can we? Because the refs decided that they're going to call the game. They're going to decide how this game is going to be called, or they're going to decide the outcome of this game. Which is like, yeah, in a perfect world, I would like to have it come down to the teams.
Yeah,
but that's the NFL.
The NFL for you. It is the NFL for you.
Yep.
Yeah, but we're gonna hope for. I mean, we know even in tomorrow's game, there's gonna probably be some bad calls, but there's probably gonna be calls for bad teams, and I think that's what people need to watch out for tomorrow. Like, hey, there's gonna be there probably is gonna be some bad calls, but
Mhm.
it's about if you can overcome overcoming the bad calls. That's if you can overcome them, then that just makes you a better,
Yeah.
stronger. Um, that just shows you're better and stronger football.
Exactly. And people said that the Super Bowl 57 was rigged, and I'm like, well, where was the Eagles defense during, the second half of the game? The Eagles defense allowed us to come back. I'm
Right.
like, it's not rigged. It just sometimes it happens. It's not rigged or scripted. I mean, if it is scripted,
The
thank
NFL,
you.
the NFL is like really just like they're commercializing in the
Oh
whole
my gosh,
scripted
yeah.
thing.
Oh my
So
gosh. I mean, if it
most
is scripted, thank you. Question mark. I appreciate you.
Mhm.
I ain't asked for this, but thank you. I guess.
I
As a
would say I
Chiefs fan.
hate you then.
Who knows, man?
But
The world may never know. If it gets revealed like next year, it's like, oh yeah, by the way, this whole thing's scripted like the freaking uh WWE or something, and I'm just like, oh, okay. Doesn't make any sense, but okay.
it won't
Doesn't make
make
any
any
sense why
sense.
doesn't make any sense why these professional athletes would go out there and put their body on the line, risking like life-threatening injuries just for a scripted event. The scriptwriter is a Chiefs fan. Maybe the scriptwriter is me. God. It's not. If a scriptwriter was we would have won that opening game against the Lions.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm still a little upset. I'm not too petty about it. I'm just like,
Yeah.
you
It
like
was more
really
upsetting for
you
me
lost to
because
the Lions on the banner day. Like,
the
I
most
understand no
person that was
Travis
upset.
Kelsey,
I know. I was
no
so
Chris
upset after
Jones.
that game. I know. I'm not no and people are putting an asterisk. I'm not giving the Lions an asterisk. They deserved that win, man. They deserve that win 100%. However, that doesn't mean I don't want a rematch. Come at us
Yeah.
again. We have Travis Kelsey and Chris Jones. Come on. Bring it on. Bring it on again. I want to try it again.
If
Try it
that's
again.
the Super Bowl matchup, I mean,
Oh, could you imagine the Lions versus the Chiefs in the Super Bowl? Ooh, that revenge tour. Damn, that's gonna be hype as hell.
that would be hypersball. The amount of people that are gonna be against you is gonna be would be is I mean, they would already be against you,
Yeah.
but regardless, but unless it was the Cowboys, probably unless it was the
Oh
Cowboys.
yeah. Oh my
But the
god.
Lions,
Oh.
everyone's gonna be jumping on the Lions
Oh, of course. I don't
bandwagon.
blame them at all. I don't blame them in the slightest. Because he's like, "Whoa, here comes the Chiefs again." Oh, he's like, "Oh, the Lions. They've never. They don't think they've ever been to a Super Bowl ever. They've
No,
never been to the
never.
dance." Of course, everybody's gonna root for the Lions. I'm obviously gonna root for the Chiefs. I don't blame them at all. So yeah, I'm like, oh my Atlanta, like every. I've seen those maps where it's like here's the people rooting for the Chiefs, and then here's the people rooting for everybody the other team, and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, we're hated now. But look,
Yeah, but that's a good problem to have,
it is
though.
definitely a good problem to have. It's a
It's a
luxury
good
now.
problem to
It
have.
is a luxury that we have. I guess you could call it a luxury. Maybe that's not the best word, but yeah, it's a problem that only the champions can have. And it's good to be the king, baby. Or in my case, the queen.
Yeah, exactly. But I just just want a good game for tomorrow, and just
I do too. I do too. I want a good game for tomorrow.
And just whether or not, and whether or not Taylor Swift comes, I just don't want them to show. If she does come, I don't want them to show her on the screen so many times.
God. I hate to break it to you, Adam. The NFL is gonna milk this like a dairy farm, and there is not gonna be a whole lot we can do about it, because if you looked at the NFL right now, they have nothing but dollar signs coming out of their eyes, nose, and mouth, because Taylor Swift is one of the most marketable and most famous performers and songwriters on the planet right now. And then you also have the Chiefs, who just won a Super Bowl and are also becoming really popular.
Travis Kelce with a successful podcast.
Yes, and Travis Kelce, who, by the way, whose poster is slowly coming off my wall. You can see it now. Coming off at the corner back there.
Wait until 3:25 p.m. Central Standard Time poster.
I'm gonna glue you to the wall. Nah, it'll be fine. I'm probably gonna take. Honestly, I'm probably gonna take that poster down after this stream, because I really want to frame that, and I don't want it getting too damaged. So I might. I mostly put this up for the ensemble, the Chiefs ambiance, the ambiance ensemble, whatever, what have you. But yeah, I really want to frame it. I just hadn't had the time as of late. I also want to frame. Haven't had time to frame this, and I've had this ever since, but it's the Kansas City Star. It's when we won the Super Bowl 57.
Oh yeah,
that's nice. So no, my favorite. This is what I want to have framed. Is this?
Oh. Bye, Eagles, bye. I was so happy when you won that Super Bowl, because
oh my gosh. Oh, and I showed it. I think I showed it to you. I posted it on my Twitter account. That Twitter account unfortunately got hacked and taken down, so it's not on there anymore. I recorded the final moments of that game, and just me yelling and screaming and crying into my parents' arms. Because people ask me, another question I've got a lot, which would be my favorite Super Bowl that I've watched? Would it be Super Bowl 54 or Super Bowl 57? And I think while Super Bowl 54 always is going to have a special place in my heart, because it's the first Super Bowl that I've watched ever, or not watched, as the first Super Bowl of ours that we've ever been, and we won it. Super Bowl 57, right here, that's, to me, is going to be more special to me, because when during Super Bowl 54, I was living in Seattle at the time, and I took the day off to watch that Super Bowl, but I was away from my parents. I'm so sorry, Ishi, mute this for the next 5 minutes, 3 minutes. I'll make it short for you. Okay, but I couldn't celebrate it with my family. I was in Seattle, and I didn't take like a week off to celebrate. I wish I could have, but I couldn't. I didn't watch. I took the day off and just watched it in my living room. But I couldn't celebrate it with my family. I couldn't go and see the parade and stuff. I couldn't go around town and look at all the celebratory things and stuff. So I couldn't be with my people. But Super Bowl 57, I got to celebrate it with all the Chiefs fans. I got to go to the parade with Holly. I got to watch it with my family and just bawl my eyes out because we won. And going out, and I went outside right after we won. I went outside, and you can just hear all the fireworks going off in the city. And it was just, it was an incredible moment. It felt like the end of Star Wars, Return of the Jedi. or something. I think he has that one where they had all the fireworks going off because he beat Darth Vader and stuff. Oh man, it was just a great moment. I think Super Bowl 57 is going to be the most special Super Bowl for me so far. I don't know if there's going to be another one that beats that, but yeah, I don't think anything's going to beat that feeling of, celebrating it with your friends and family and the rest of Chiefs Kingdom. So, and I hope, I'm not a Vikings fan, but I hope you get to experience that someday. I hope whoever has not won a Super Bowl, I hope every football team and their fan base gets to experience that at least once in their lives. I remember I was living in Seattle when Seattle won their first Super Bowl, and the city just went nuts. There was almost a million people in downtown Seattle for that Super Bowl parade, which is crazy, absolutely crazy to think about. There was quite a few people at this Super Bowl parade, obviously, but I think that was the Super Bowl 48. I think that was 2014. I think I kind of had to celebrate by proxy because the Chiefs obviously hadn't been to a Super Bowl in God knows how long. So I, was like, oh my gosh, so this must be what it feels like to win a Super Bowl. This is incredible. This is amazing. And honestly, I hope that for every single football team, they at least get to the dance, or they win the whole thing. I seriously want that for everyone, because that is such a magical feeling to be up at the top of the mountain and saying, we freaking did it. And then you get to go home and then with that Lombardi trophy and celebrate it with all of your fans. And, you take that home and that you can't, that's yours forever. That's going to be your moment forever. It's just, for decades, my entire life, I was wondering, watching these Super Bowls from these other teams, I'm like, is that ever going to be us? Why can't that be us? I want us to be there so bad because of all this attention, all of this fame, all of the glitz and the glamour. And I'm like, why not us? I never expected my wish to be granted like this. I never expected us to possibly become the next dynasty. And boy, I'm going to tell you right now, it feels so good to be a Chiefs fan right now. And it does. I hope someday that the Minnesota Vikings, I know Tom's not going to like it at all, but I hope, for your city, you get to go to the dance and win it.
Yeah.
Oh my God! If you go to the dance again and you don't win it though, oh my God! You just going to the Super Bowl 5 times and not winning it.
At least we hosted a Super Bowl, so
you hosted a Super Bowl. Hosting Super Bowls are cool. I don't know if my city's ever going to host a Super Bowl because, heaven forbid, they tear down Arrowhead and build a new one. That is sacred ground.
I don't think they could ever tear down Arrowhead. They might do
remodels,
but
Arrowhead is it's not as old. I think it's the second oldest stadium next to Lambeau. It's becoming that sacred. But yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's very good to be a Chiefs fan.
It's very good. But it was your first Super Bowl, first Super Bowl win since
1970.
Yeah. 1969 season, 1970 was the year.
Yeah. So,
again,
50
Minnesota
years. 50 years. In that 50 years, we had only been to 4 playoff games.
Wow.
I think it'd be no. I'm so sorry. We've only won 4 playoff games. I'm so sorry. We've been to the playoffs multiple times. I'm so sorry. That number could be wrong, but it's around that number. But since Andy Reid's tenure, look at us. I mean, I'm not even going to post the numbers because I don't feel like it. But yeah, since Andy Reid's tenure, people aren't calling us a dynasty yet. I understand, but I don't know what else you'd call us.
Right. I think you have to call it.
I mean, so he's like, oh, you
It,
have to win one more. I'm like, okay, fine. If you want us to win one more ring, which we're definitely possible of doing, you have to call us a dynasty now.
yeah.
There is
But you
there,
also made the Super Bowl against the Buccaneers.
yeah,
So, yeah, you lost that one, but you made 3 Super Bowls in a very short time period. I mean, you
3 and 4 years.
that
That's crazy.
I call it a dynasty. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
how when you lived in Seattle, if they would have won that Super Bowl against the Patriots, we would have been, we would be talking about Seattle having a dynasty at some
Yeah,
point in this history.
I don't know if I would call it a dynasty, but it definitely had be like an era of some sort because that
Right.
Seattle team was explosive. I never went to I
Mm-hmm.
wish I went to a football game, but again, I was just a broke college student. I didn't have time or the money to do so, but
Right.
yeah, that was a very fun and explosive Seattle Seahawks team during my time there. Just having Marshawn Lynch and Russell Wilson and um, Richard Sherman. Oh man,
Yeah.
that was a fun team. And Marshawn Lynch, boy, I freaking love Marshawn Lynch. He's such a good dude. The Legion of Boom. Oh my gosh, I'll never forget the time Marshawn Lynch dove in for a touchdown, and there was just Skittles raining down on the field from the fans, and they had to like stop the game and freaking pick up the Skittles in the in the freaking end zone. I'm like, okay.
Oh my
But no,
gosh.
yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if the Seattle Seahawks would have had like a dynasty per se, but they would definitely have like an elite team, an era
Mm-hmm.
maybe. But if they would want to like maybe another Super Bowl and then maybe like gone to another, I don't know. It seems like dynasty nowadays has differing definitions and people if you have your
Right.
own definition fine, I really don't care, but yeah, I think to me I think we're a dynasty in the making, if not now. Sorry, my voice is getting a little harsh, a little hoarse
No
here
problem.
from talking, but I just love having a platform to talk about my team, man. I've been waiting to get a platform here. I could go on.
Yeah.
I could probably go on for another hour talking about it,
I
but
know this is honestly, I have only done previews for a couple of years now, but this is definitely almost an hour longer than my longest ever preview. But I just like enjoying like
yes.
talking about all of this, all the, your cheap, just the Chiefs, how you became a fan and the history of this team now becoming a dynasty,
Mm-hmm.
and even going a little out talking about how how you came up in regards to all this the digital art, the cookies and
Oh yeah.
ceramics and all that stuff,
Yeah, because I know
and
I used to stream. I used to stream back in the day before I became part of the Grassy Posse. I used to stream on Twitch all the time. I don't anymore, unfortunately. Mostly due to time. But yeah, I usually on camera quite a bit. But now people probably don't know much about me. I mean, they've seen me a lot and they know I make cookies and make great art, but they haven't seen my beautiful face talking to them. But yeah, I'm just like
I know.
I'm here, baby, and it's good to have them
Brownies
and
too.
brownies too. And this is just an excellent moment for the rest of the Grassy Posse. If they want to know more about me, here I am. I'm right here,
Yeah,
baby.
there you are.
Yeah,
I've
it's a
even I see a couple. Yeah, your last video, the turnover
the
video.
turnover
I
video.
don't know. I don't know. I have no idea what that was related to at all.
No, it was Thursday
um,
night football games because the last
I
couple Thursday night football games had a lot of turnovers.
yeah, yeah, but especially us.
Yes.
So, but I'm pretty sure those turnovers came out very well. Right or
They,
no?
they did. They did. They actually came out pretty good. I think what I really wanted to do was actually do a legitimate turnover recipe, but
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't have the time to come up with it. I was like, I just want to make like a video like super quick and just put it out. And because
Yeah.
And I did, and I'm like, okay. I hope people understand what this is. And some didn't. I'm like, okay, whatever. I don't care. If you get it, if you get it, if you get it, if you get it, if you don't, that's fine. But hopefully next time I'll actually put a little bit more research into it because I've never made turnovers before. So yeah. I should.
Yeah.
I put it in the comments or the descriptions. Like I should have bought turnovers at the store, and honestly, I probably should have. But hopefully, in the future, I can get around to making a couple more videos of me just doing dumb stuff, like trying like stupid spicy food, or just doing whatever. I really would like to, do like a short video of me making ceramics, but it's a little hard to do when you don't own a wheel and you have to do it through your studio.
Yeah.
And I don't know if people are comfortable with them being on film and stuff, but it is what it is. Maybe I'll own my own wheel in the future. Who knows? But yeah.
I think we did it. So
I think we covered just about everything.
We covered just about everything. So of course, I know I did share the store and all that, but is like anything else, any other promotion, any other? I mean, I'll put the links in the description after this.
Yeah, you could put the links. You could just follow me on Twitter. You can follow me on Twitter. You can sub to my YouTube channel if you want. There's not going to be a lot of videos in there. There's only 2, but I might have more coming out in the future. There's YouTube, there's Twitter. What is this light mode you've got going on, Mister? No, I'm just kidding.
Sorry. That's the only app I have on light mode. I have everything else on dark mode for I don't know why.
I'm not gonna bully you about it. I'm just joking. But yeah. Follow me on Twitter. You can subscribe to me on YouTube. It should be Rachel Half. Let's see.
Maybe as a curse, get her to 33. Get 33 more followers for Rachel, so that she can hit it 666 during the Vikings Chiefs game. If
my gosh,
666, I would appreciate. I would really appreciate that.
God, that'd be amazing. So yeah, you can do that. There's also up there. You can go to rachelhalf.com. That's my own portfolio website. You can go look there if you want. If you want to do you want to buy stuff off my Etsy store, feel free to do that. Yeah. But yeah, that's some of the best ways you want to support me. You can do that, and I'd be freaking awesome. I need to put a commission page up there for cookie commissions because I've been getting a lot of those lately. Can't say I blame people.
Got my cookies. Like a couple other people were getting a couple other people. Like you were making so many. Apparently, you're making more cookies that afternoon than I thought.
Oh yeah, because I made cookies for both you and Daniel, and I shipped them out at the same.
And one other person, if I'm not mistaken.
No, I think just when I was making cookies for you, I was just making cookies. I also was making some for Tom as well. There was Tom, then you, then Daniel, and then I made brownies for Ishi. That's what I was doing as of recently. So, was I making it for any more? I don't think so. I've made so many cookies; they're all starting to run together. So yeah. So
very broadly talented person, whether it's cookies, digital art, or real physical art.
Jack of all trades, baby.
Jack, you got the trio of arts. You can eat your cookies on stuff that Rachel makes, and you can have it in a cup, a cup that Rachel made, and put some milk into. Said cup.
Yeah, you can have your coffee in a mug. You can have a mug the size of your head with bread on it.
Oh. Yeah, I've almost forgot about that.
I don't know what to do with this mug. I've had this mug. I've actually drank out of this mug. It's hilarious because you have to drink like this. And it's like you have your whole face is in there. And I'm like, this is actually good for like tea and stuff. But boy, is it a pain in the butt. Mega cups. But yeah. Yeah. Support me on those fronts. And I appreciate you greatly. And man, Adam, it's been a blast talking to you. We've almost gone for 2 hours. Holy shnikes.
Almost 2 hours. I didn't think it would go on for this long, but but yeah, here we are. But best of luck tomorrow. Hoping for a great, entertaining game, and
I do too.
win or lose. Even though I have a feeling we're gonna lose. We just want to see some improvements from both of our teams. Of course, your type of improvement would be more of a for the offense to click. So you want more. So even though, we're hoping for a good game, for your side, you sort of maybe want a little bit more of a tilted game that would be show more improvement. Well, I just want a close game, even if it's not a win, a close game, at least from my end, Vikings end, would be a sign of improvements in a way.
As we saw in the Jets game, it's certainly possible.
And it's a way. It's not gonna be Arrowhead loud, but it's gonna be because no one's ever gonna take that away from you. Seattle tried to.
Seattle tried. They did for a little while. Then we took it back.
But
took it back because we had the record, and then Seattle broke it, and then we broke it. We got it back.
Exactly.
And I swear, if we lose that decibel record again, I swear to God, Arrowhead is going to get a roof just to break it again. I heard they're like, build the roof.
I don't know if there's anybody that's going to be able to break that record. I don't see it.
That was insane. And trust me, Arrowhead gets loud because I had the pleasure of going to a playoff game with Holly, to that Jaguars playoff game, and sitting front row. I don't know if you know this about Arrowhead, but the sound is specifically designed to filter down onto the field, and the field sits below ground level, so all the sound sinks down there. And so the closer you are to the field, the louder it gets. And I was on front row, so I got the full blast of Chiefs fans cheering in my ear. And I swear, we had the ball. We were on defense for the very first drive. So this would be the Jaguars' very first play. Jaguars were on offense. We were on defense. That stadium was so loud, I legitimately thought I was going to leave that game with hearing damage. Yeah. Like it's louder than a concert. It's like good God.
Louder than a Taylor Swift concert?
I don't know. That I don't know.
Sorry.
I've never been to one.
I had to.
That's fine. But yeah, no, it's loud, and I'm going to be fairly certain that Chiefs Kingdom, when they roll up there, they're going to bring the noise with them. They're going to bring the noise. It's going to be a time.
It's going to be a time, indeed. So, yeah. We're going to try to bring the noise on our end as well. Okay. Because we're known for our loudness too, even though yes, it's dome stadium, whatever, we'll bring the noise. We'll bring the noise. Oh, and Holly's saying yes, louder than a Taylor Swift concert.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. Thank you for clarifying that, Holly.
Okay. Well, if it's that loud, this is the home game, so I guess that's the only thing that's going for us tomorrow. That this is a home game. Everything else, 3:25 game, and everyone, just everything's looking like it might against us, but everything else might go against us. But we'll see. And yeah. I don't really got anything else to
I don't
really
either.
add
I'm kind of running out. I'm like,
I'm running out of things to say as well. But for
it's
your
fine.
because
It's like
we covered it all, and it's a good test for us. It's a good test for anybody that plays against you. So
mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Every team that's going to come against us is going to bring their A game. You know it.
Mm-hmm.
Every team we're going to face against. It doesn't matter if it's except for the Bears. I don't think they brought any game whatsoever. That was like
No.
I don't know if you watched that game, but that was like the Chiefs playing up against like a high school varsity team.
Right.
So
right. I 100% agree in that. Mm-hmm. So hopefully this will be at least a better. Yeah, if you beat us worse than the Bears, I'm gonna be concerned because we play the Bears the following week after we face you. I want to be very concerned that we might lose to the Bears. I mean, I'm already a little bit concerned because they beat the Commanders, but we'll see, because I've said this like we could. Like there's a possibility we could somehow some way upset the Chiefs but then lose to the Bears the following week. Actually, because that's just how the NFL goes.
It is.
That's just how the NFL goes. And nothing will make sense because, you beat the Bears by so much, but if you lose to us tomorrow and then we lose to the Bears, then we know that the NFL it's just the paper. It's just guy throwing papers, in the air. I don't know.
Yep.
Just utter chaos.
Yep. I just now noticed, like right at the end, that you can see the comments in the freaking YouTube chat. I just now noticed that tab. I am so sorry to people that I've missed the comments. This is my first time ever in a Streamlabs stream. There's a police car outside. So yeah. Don't lose to the Bears. I agree. We better not lose to the Bears.
Don't lose to the Bears.
Or you better not lose to the Bears. I'm so sorry. We Now I'm just getting distracted. This has gone on for far too long. This is getting silly.
too silly. So this is been a preview unlike any other preview I have ever done before. So thank you for making that bringing this memorable. And good luck to Holly. Good luck to Chiefs Kaylee. I have to refer to her as Chiefs Kaylee because because of Colts Kaylee. And I hope Kaylee. And there's talking of corn Kaylee.
There's cheese Kaylee, and now there's Chiefs Kaylee. So yeah, we gotta get our Kayleys in a row here.
And hopefully, like the Colts, we can do a little we can be that one upset game that from last year, or maybe or like the the Colts also actually did come back against you in that one wild card game. So maybe something, if that were to happen, that would be cool. I know not for you, but the Colts have sneakily have given you trouble. Now
I don't know what it is with I don't know what it is with the Colts. I think they're cursed, and I think their curse just beats. I don't know. I honestly cannot tell you why the Colts have our number of all teams.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just a curse. It's a curse. I don't know why. I don't know how to break it. So
yeah, they almost had our number last year, but we pulled off the greatest comeback in NFL history.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I remember that game. I was baking cookies during that game. That was
Because that was also the charity stream.
That was
day.
also the charity stream. That was a crazy game. I wasn't watching that game, but I'm like, damn, the Vikings are putting a number on the Colts. Oh, well, that's not surprising. What's going on? Or wait, no, the Colts are putting a number on the Vikings. I'm so sorry. Colts are putting a number on the Vikings. And I'm like, that's surprising. And then it's like, oh, the Vikings are coming back. Oh, the Colts aren't scoring any more points. They decided that was enough points. Okay, well, that was incredible. Hey, you came back.
Okay.
You came back.
That's all that
you
matters.
Came back and you won.
So yeah. But yeah. Okay. We officially basically made it to 2 hours.
Give it 15 more seconds, and then we can go.
I know. This is.
In case you don't know, we've been stalling to go for 2 hours.
Right away. Thank you, each and every one of you, for coming out and watching this. It was good to have a good long in covering all preview. 22. No.
Kip,
I gotta watch a game tomorrow, Kip.
No, John.
That's not. No. Oh no. But
I gotta go.
Don't worry. I'll be streaming. I'll be streaming the game tomorrow's for everyone that's in here. So, and hopefully, well, there will be probably heart attack moments if this game does end up being another 1-score game. But we try to avoid that. But it's inevitable. So just expect a 1-score game, Rachel, somehow, some way. Even if it's like garbage time points that gets us to a 1-score game, that get us to a 1-score game, it's probably going to be a 1-score game.
I will expect the best and anticipate the worst. Here we go.
Yes. So thank you all for watching. This has been Adam, also known as Vikings Man 28. This has been. Wait, am I pointing? I don't know. Point this direction. Rachel. And I'll put the links, of course, to everything: Twitter, Etsy, YouTube, also in the description after. And I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Thank you. Peace.